It's your boy, back at it, letting you know that you must become what you think. It's a real serious topic today. We're gonna get straight into it. I just need to roll something real quick, you feel me? So yeah, man, you will become what you think. What you think translates into what you feel, and what you feel becomes your reality. Hold on one second. Let me repeat that for you. You must become what you think. What you think translates into what you feel. What you feel translates into reality. That's real big, people. Stick with me though. Because look, you can fake things to anybody. You can bluff to anybody. They ask you how your day is going. Oh, I'm good, I'm fine. But deep down inside, fam, you're not. You can fake that to anybody, but you can't fake it to God. You can't fake it to the universe. Because God and the universe, God or the universe, whatever you want to call them, always gives you exactly what you feel. Your emotions attract. Your emotions is where all the power is. Everything comes down to emotion. Why do you think people go to war? Why do you think people kill each other? Why do you think people rob each other? Why do you think people dislike each other or like each other? Why do you think you bought this one instead of that one? Because you like this one better. You can't fake to God in the universe. Let me tell you how this process works. Humans are visual creatures. We see visual images all day, every day in our head. We can't stop it. That's the language of our brain. The language of our brain is visuals, visions, images, and inner conversation. It all goes together. Now, inner conversation is what usually leads to these visuals and images in your head. You mentally talk to yourself all day long. There's nothing you could do about it. You're going to do that as long as you live. You're going to mentally talk to yourself. You can't turn it off. You can't stop it. A lot of us realized that when we were a kid, like, you want to just stop talking to yourself and you couldn't stop talking to yourself. It's like that. It's hot as hell out here. It's like 90 degrees too. That's another thing. You see how I just said how hot it is? You ever see the monks or whatever that can sit in fire and be perfectly fine, or they can sit in the coldest waters and be perfectly fine because they're mentally somewhere else. Even though they're sitting in the coldest water, they're becoming warm because that's where they're putting their mind state, in a warm place. And they're real good at that shit because I couldn't do it. But yeah, that's the language of our brain, and if you wasn't aware of it, then you're aware of it now because I'm making you aware of it. Inner conversations and visuals. That's how your brain speaks. Like, just think about it when you driving and you like trying to find something, you talking to yourself like, oh, take a left right here. Oh no, take a right here. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? You even turn down the music and shit just so you can like hear yourself talk to yourself. And you're like, oh, there it is, there it is. And you pull up, you talking to yourself. Or like when you driving behind somebody and they going under the speed limit or exactly the speed limit. You're thinking to yourself, like, why the hell you driving so slow? That's the inner conversation. That's what attracts everything to you in your life. When you're saying these things, you're not saying it with your mouth. You're saying it with your mind. Your inner conversation is everything. It shapes your whole life. I got an example for that. Everybody's heard this story, man, about the twin brothers, lived in the same house, had the same abusive alcoholic father. They both grew up. One drank and one didn't. One was an alcoholic and one wasn't. When they asked the alcoholic brother why he became that way, he says, well, I watched my father. When they asked the other brother why he stayed away from alcohol at all costs, He says, I watched my father. I seen what it did to him. Why would I do that to myself? And it's two different inner conversations that led to two different outcomes. Like, we're all created by God. And God said he created man in his image. God is the creator. We are the creation. But here's the thing. He made us creators as well. God is within us. Your mind is its own universe. You can create whatever you want with your mind. You probably never knew that, but now you know. You can create whatever you want with your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing ever. Like, picture yourself on a warm beach right now. Palm trees, kids running around. You're there right now in your mind. You just created that in your... Oh, no. Oh, my shit blew over. This ain't good. My bad about that. All my stuff blew off the table. It was all bad. It was all bad. Like I'm saying, you can create whatever with your mind. Your mind can create whatever it wants, whatever you want it to. Just think about it. Picture yourself on a warm beach right now. Picture yourself with the palm trees and the kids running across the beach. You can see that in your head right now, right? You're creating a visual. You're creating a scene. And just think about it. Before anything was here, it had to be thought of. Like, the person who invented the charcoal grill, you feel me? Before he designed the way this looked, he's seen it in his head. It came from his mind. Nobody just started, my car or this grill or this chair I'm sitting on, nobody just started throwing a whole bunch of random stuff together and it just became what it was. It was deliberately thought out in the head. It was created in the head first. That's what I'm trying to get at. Your mind creates everything first. So your mind is like the main source of all creation. So just think about it. Picture yourself on a roller coaster right now. Taking the loops, going up and down. Alright, now switch. Picture yourself driving home or to work. You can see that, right? You can see the scene. You know what that looks like. You're creating in your head. You can picture yourself flying with a cape on through the air, looking like Superman. You could picture stuff like that. You could picture yourself sitting in front of a big mansion. You can do that. That's creating in your head. And the stuff you see in your head and say to yourself is really what you're attracting, because your subconscious mind is listening at all times, watching at all times, and it picks up on all this stuff. Your subconscious mind is what brings the creations to life in the physical realm. Your conscious mind can't do that. The subconscious, the underlying conscious, is what does all that. It's what has your heart beating without you thinking about it. Like, beat, beat, beat. You don't have to do that. It does it by itself. You don't have to constantly think like, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. You don't have to keep doing that because your subconscious mind handles all that for you. It's just like when you form new habits. When you started driving at first, you had to think about every little thing you did. You were braking hard and everything. But once you got used to it and it became second nature to you, now you can get somewhere and not even realize the whole drive you just took. You'll get there and then pull up like, hold on, damn, I wasn't even paying attention the whole time I just drove over here. Like my body just did it by itself, like I was on autopilot. That's the subconscious mind. You hand over things to the subconscious mind to make a habit out of it. That's why you want to make good things habits, like creating wealth, bringing wealth to yourself, good situations, love, relationships. You want that to be, you want all the good aspects of all that stuff to be in your subconscious mind, because if you have bad aspects stored or bad beliefs stored in your subconscious mind, that will become your reality. It's a waste of your inner conversation to be negative. And it's also like using God's name in vain in a way. Just think about it. Everything you do, you attach I am to. Say you're about to go to your friend's house in about 20 minutes. Your mind is subconsciously going to think, I am getting ready to go over here. I am about to get in the car. I am turning on the car. I am driving over here. You're always using that. I am going to work. And what's God's name, right? I am, right? So that means for you to do anything, you need God. And God is within us, right? Because if you didn't have God, you wouldn't even exist. I am shooting this video right now. I'm acknowledging my presence shooting this video right now. That's the God aspect of me. To be able to even acknowledge myself, my own presence, to even be able to look within myself, to be able to speak to myself, to have visions in my head. So when you say things like, I am broke, you're using God's name in vain. You're using the power of God to attract poverty or brokenness. That's using his name in vain. That's using your inner conversation wrongly. The Bible says, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Basically, as you believe, that's what it is. Basically, what you think you is. So you walk around talking about, I'm broke, you broke. Like, a lot of y'all might know about Tupac. Damn, I don't even got no damn lighter out here. It's all good. A lot of y'all might know about Tupac, Suge Knight, all of them. There's people who have accounts and stories of Suge Knight. He was with Tupac, Death Row, all of them back in the day, the rappers. There's people who have accounts of Suge Knight. He'll be sitting there watching a movie, like a gangster movie or Scarface or something, and they said that was one of the worst times you wanted to be around him. They said after he was done watching that movie, he would actually act that shit out. He believed he was on those people's levels. He believed he was a gangster like that. He believed he was a straight killer like Scarface. He believed that type of shit, and he acted that type of stuff out. They said, oh yeah, you really ain't want to be around him after he got done watching one of them movies. My fault. The wind had picked up and blew all my shit all over, man. It was bad. But yeah, man, it's just like rap music, fam. I can't count how many times I done seen somebody, fam, that I know is not about that life, walk around with a gun on them all day, every day, talking about, I ain't lacking, I got it on me, I keep that thing on me, bang, bang, this and that, all that shit, bro. Like, come on, man, you ain't even been to the hood, bro. Like, it's all because this music really getting to people, bro. Like, that's all they hearing, and now they thinking they about that life. That's all some fuck shit, bro. They putting a whole bunch of fuck shit into their motherfucking subconscious for no reason, bro. You don't even live in that environment, so what's your point? Now I can see if you resonated with that because you live in that environment, that's your real reality. But it's not. Stop it. Motherfucker, y'all out here shooting at the sky and shit. Come on, man. It's just like, man, you never had no problems like that, never even thought to shoot somebody or none of that. But now since that's all you hearing, the first little problem you have with somebody, you ready to pull the gun on them and shit. Because that's all you listening to and shit. Like, it's all about your inner conversation, bro. Like, really, really, really. Like, all this comes down to inner conversation. It's like, somebody who makes 25 to 30K in a year gonna have a totally different inner conversation than somebody who makes 200K in a year. You feel me? Like, that person who making 25, 30K, they thinking about how they gonna pay their bills. How am I gonna get this car fixed? Stuff like that, you feel me? They thinking about how much they hate their job. They thinking about how they should have stayed in school. They thinking about how they want to do an overtime because they don't even want to go home to their spouse, to their boyfriend or girlfriend, because they can't stand their ass. You feel me? But somebody who make 200K a year, they thinking about what vacations they gonna take. They thinking about if they should grab the new BMW or the new Audi. They thinking about how much they love their job. They thinking about, should I make this investment or this investment? Should I buy this property or buy this property? They have a whole totally different conversation. Everything comes down to that. At the end of the day, going back into Conor McGregor, how do you think his inner conversation is? He's thinking about fighting all the time. He's thinking about his next move. He's thinking about training. That's what's on his mind all day. Oh yeah, I had an intense training session yesterday. Damn, I took some good punches. I gotta make sure I take less hits. Totally different conversation than somebody else. We all have different inner conversations, but your inner conversation makes you who you are. Your inner conversation is you. So really be listening to that from now on. What do you want to be? Because whatever you want to be, you need to gain the inner conversation of that person for you to become that person. I'm not talking about anybody in specific. I'm not saying if you want to be an actor, you're thinking about Tom Cruise. No. You will have to be you, the actor that is you. But to be that, you will have to have an inner conversation of that person. You have to become that person, like I was saying about Floyd Mayweather earlier. You got to become that person. And the only way to do that is to gain the inner conversation of that person, to gain the visuals and images of that person. I hope I didn't get too deep or go off too far on you guys, but I guess I should end it there. So I don't, people that might just be coming into the law of attraction or quantum physics or anything like that, so they don't get too lost or put off by too much information at once. But think about this from now on, your inner conversation. Fam, ever since this blew off the table, it will not stick. I didn't even get to spark up this video. So my inner conversation is kind of bad right now. I'm pretty pissed I didn't get to do that. I'm saying a lot of cuss words in my head. No, I'm just playing. Like, comment, subscribe, share with other people so they can like, comment, subscribe, and peace out. I'll see you next video.